Good morning, dear children. Welcome back. I am Sithara, your social science teacher. In today's session, we are going to start Class 6, Term 1, Unit 2 in Geography, Land and Oceans. This is the first part of the videos. Come, dears, let us see. Before going into today's session, let us understand what are the learning objectives of this lesson. We will try to understand the continents and oceans. To learn about the characteristic features of different landforms and oceans. We will try to know about the classification of landforms. We will understand the oceans and its features. Dear children, this lesson focuses on the land and oceans found on Earth. It deals with the classification of landforms, first, second, and third order landforms. This lesson is set up in a classroom environment. You can see what the teacher and children are doing. The teacher enters a classroom with giant sized envelopes. So she's coming inside the classroom with big envelopes or covers. The students are enthusiastic to know about the content of the envelopes. Like you people, the children of that class are very excited to know what is there inside the covers, big covers. The teacher asks the children to sit in groups and explains the activity. Oh, she has got an activity for the children. She says to them, you please sit in groups and we will do one activity. Each group is given an envelope that contains 7 jigsaws and a chart paper. So there are kind of like puzzles in each of the envelope and they're having 6 jigsaws and she gives them a chart. The teacher asks them to paste the jigsaws, that is the continents, close to each other, leaving no gap between them. So she is asking them to stick all those, that is the jigsaws of the pictures are that of puzzles is made up of continents and she's asking them to stick them very close to one another with no gap at all. The teacher asks them to color the remaining places in blue. So whatever is left out, the teacher will ask them to color it in blue. So they'll have a kind of continent sticking together and an area of blue colored region. A group, dear children, pastes the continents and comes first with the chart without any gaps in between the continents. So one group has come and they are bringing a chart without any gap and the continents are stuck together without any gap. The teacher then puts the chart on the board and all the children applaud and the teacher displays it on the board and the children are very happy. They all clap their hands. And Yarini cannot control her excitement. She is asking them,
What kind of picture is this? Once I have seen one like this in the atlas.
Dear children, it was 200 million years ago when these land masses moved away from each other to gain the present position as continents and oceans, says the teacher. It was around 200 million years ago that single land mass moved away from each other and the present continent and oceans are formed. Then Nila has got a doubt. She asks the teacher, what makes it move, ma'am? So she's asking the teacher, what will make it move? The single landmass, how can it move? Nothing other than the internal heat of the earth. It is nothing but the heat inside the earth. Earth is having heat inside. That only makes it to move, says the teacher and continues. This lesson deals about the continents and oceans in detail. Come, let us learn about oceans and continents in detail. Dear children, the earth is covered by water which occupies 71% and land that occupies 29% of the earth's surface. So if you see the earth, you can say 71% is water and 29% is land. The surface of the earth is not even because it has lofty mountains deep oceans and other landforms. You can see it is not even, it is not straight or flat because it has got huge mountains and deep oceans and other landforms. These landforms can be classified as first order landforms, second order landforms and third order landforms. So the landforms we can classify as first order, second order and third order. Dear children, what you see on the picture is that of different landforms. You can find plateaus, dunes, deserts, canyons, waterfalls, gulf, lake, beach, peninsula, island, isthmus, pond, glacier, mountain, hill, valley, river, swamp, etc. Now let us learn about them. The classification of landforms is first order, which is made up of continents and oceans, second order mountains, plateaus and plains, third order valleys, beaches, sand dunes. I repeat, the first order is continents and oceans, second order landform is mountains, plateaus and plains, third order landform is valleys, beaches and sand dunes. Continents are huge land masses on the earth. The huge water bodies are called as oceans. The 7 continents are Asia, Africa, North and South Americas, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. The oceans are Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern and Arctic. The second order landform consists of mountains that are landforms that are 600 meters above its surroundings, and it is made of steep slopes. The plateaus are land with elevation few hundred meters or several thousand meters. The plains are flat and relatively low-lying lands. The third order landforms are result of erosional and depositional activities of rivers, glaciers, wind and waves. They are valleys, beaches and sand dunes. Dear children, do you recognize the pictures? Yes, that is our landforms during the Sangam age. Kurinji, Mullai, Marudam, Neidal and Palai. Dear children, Kurinji is mountain and its environment. Mullai is forest and its surroundings. Whereas Marudam is agricultural land and its adjoining areas. Neidal is sea and its environment. Palai is a desert region. Which of the above landform category do you belong to? You find out which category of landform you belong to. Now let us learn in detail about the first order landform. Dear children, continents and oceans are grouped as first order landforms. So you can find two things, continents and oceans. The vast land masses on earth are called as continents. What are continents? The vast land masses on earth are called as continents. And huge water bodies are called oceans. What are oceans? They are huge water bodies. There are 7 continents. There are 7 continents. They are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. So you can have 7 continents. They are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. Asia is the largest continent and Australia is the smallest one. The largest continent is Asia, smallest one is Australia. The 7 continents can be seen in the picture there. You can see North America in green, South America in yellow, Africa in orange, Europe in blue, Asia in pink, Australia in orange and Antarctica as white. Now children, let us learn about the oceans. Apart from continents, there are 5 oceans located on the earth's surface. How many oceans are there? 5 oceans. They are Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern and Arctic. Which are they? Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern and Arctic. Among these oceans, the Pacific Ocean is the largest and the Arctic Ocean is the smallest. So the largest ocean is Pacific Ocean and the smallest one is the Arctic Ocean. There is a land called as isthmus. Isthmus, Isthumus, isthmus. It is a narrow strip of land which connects two large land masses or separates two large water bodies. What is isthmus, children? It is a narrow strip of land which connects two large land masses or separates two large water bodies. The Isthmus of Panama, you can see on the picture there, connects North and South America. It separates the Atlantic Ocean from the Pacific Ocean. Before winding up this session, let us have a recap. In this lesson, we discussed about the first order landforms. Continents and oceans are grouped as first order landforms. The vast land masses on Earth are called as continents and huge water bodies are called as oceans. The 7 continents are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. The 5 oceans are Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern and Arctic. In our next session, we will discuss the second order landforms. Time for worksheet. Worksheet number 1. Roman number 1, fill in the blanks. Question number 1. The frozen continent is dash. The frozen continent is dash. Question number 2. The world's largest continent is dash. The world's largest continent is dash. Roman number 2, answer the following. Question number 1. What is a continent? What is a continent? Question number 2. Mention the classification of landforms. Mention the classification of landforms. Time to wind up today's session. Thank you for watching. For more videos, subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you. Stay blessed.